You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 247 for Sunday, the 10th of February 2019.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my good friend Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, my Darbylicious Jayne.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are you this lovely week?
I am good. I'm really good. I'm feeling a little bit regimental.
You've got yellow thing now on you. What? I don't know what I'm talking about. I know you were red and now you're yellow.
That's my rank slide.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I passed part 1 and 2 of the sergeant training that I'm doing to be a fully qualified instructor in the Army Cadet Force. And I've gone from just being a mere sort of very newbie to being not so newbie.
Well, congratulations, my dear, because it's all going through rather quickly, isn't it? You've not been doing it all that long.
I must admit, I was really impressed. They give you 2 years to complete the training. And I went into the weekend thinking, do you know what? I might not pass. I'll see how it goes. And I ended up passing, doing very well. And yeah, really happy.
Yay, well done you.
Thank you. I gather you got a big brown box at the weekend.
Yes, it's the acronym of BBB. In amongst cosplayers, you either have a BBB, a big brown box, or an LBB, a little brown box. And I now have a very big brown box sitting in my hall that's full of white parts. Well, actually, not even white, because I've got that film thing over them, so they're kind of like an off bluey colour at the moment. But yes, we are going down the route of Stormtrooper. Not for me, I hasten to add. I'm quite happy with my Mandalorian and my Governor Price cosplay. But as I have 2, it's only right that my other half now has 2 cosplays. So Stormtrooper it is going to be. But I think we've got a little way to go yet, because all the bits are in the box. And from what I understand, it's quite an assembly job. And somehow I've got myself roped into helping, apparently, because it takes 2 people to do it. I don't know. I will fill you in with updates as we go. But yes, apparently it's all very clever, actually. The armour was designed for the Stormtroopers in the films, so that it would fit people of different heights. So the ideal height is between 5'9" and I think it goes up to about 6'10". And the idea being that they have this one set of armour with like infills, so that you can modify it to fit different sizes, and it looked the same on everybody, which I thought was really kind of ingenious and clever. So we now have to take this armour and adjust it to fit Simon. And that's what I'll be doing over the coming months.
Oh, fantastic stuff there, lovey.
It's all very clever,
It is. Well, we've got a bit of a fun-packed show ahead with lots of Disney chat. Mm-hmm. So, as we always attempt to do, let's go and look at the week ahead in our lovely feature on This Week in Disney History. So let's look first at the 10th of February 1870. The Californian city of Anaheim was incorporated, and its name is a blend of Anna, after the Santa Ana River, and Heim, which means home in German. Moving on now to 1951, and Robert A. Iger was born in Long Island, New York. On the 25th of February 1999, Disney named Iger the president of Walt Disney International. Then, subsequently in 2005, he became President and Chief Executive Officer at the Walt Disney Company. Moving to the 11th, in 2012, singer, actress and producer Whitney Houston sadly passed away at the tender age of 48 in Beverly Hills, California. Can't quite believe it's been 7 years already. It's astounding.
It is kind of gobsmacking, really, isn't it?
She played fairy godmother in the television adaptation of Cinderella, and that was aired on The Wonderful World of Disney in 1997. Her own production company, Brown House Productions, produced The Princess Diaries and Princess Diaries 2 alongside Walt Disney Pictures. Now for you chocoholics and you lovely ice creamaholics, 5th of February 1998, the Ghirardelli Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop had its grand opening in downtown Disney Marketplace in Walt Disney. Yum yum. Also on this day, but back in 1899, Lillian Marie Bounds, the wife of Walt Disney, was born in Spalding, Idaho. She grew up in Lapwai, Idaho, on the Nez Perce Indian Reservation, where her father was working as a blacksmith and federal marshal. Lillian moved to California in 1923 to join her sister, who was already there. She took a job at the newly formed Disney Studios, and she worked as a secretary and then an ink artist before marrying the boss on the 13th of July 1925. Oh, that's this week in Disney history. We will be back next week. So, Jayne, we have a bit of a mixed bag here.
So, as we always do.
Yeah, and I just really thought it'd be really fun for the two of us just to have some sort of Disney-esque chat. And these were some topics that we'd wrote down the previous week and we didn't get to them, and we thought, great. So, if you were to get an expenses-paid trip to any Disney park, which one would it be?
Wow. Now, I am torn. I'm always going to be torn, to be fair. Can we not have, if it's an all-expenses-paid trip, can't we just do a round-the-world tour of all the Disney parks? Or is that just asking too much?
No, I want you to choose which one you want to go to next. If money was no object.
Oh, well, see, it's still difficult because in my heart, the one I want to go to next, because I've not been there since 2013, is Disney World, because that's my home. That's where I want to be.
And let's be honest, you're going to get 6 theme parks for your bucks.
You are indeed. So that's where my heart wants me to go. But because it's an all expenses, and I don't know whether... See, Tokyo. It's very, very tempting, especially as Simon has been and I haven't. So obviously that's got to be rectified.
Girls' trip.
Girls' trip.
Yeah, forget about Simon, he's already been.
Yeah, that's just a trip. Now, you see, what we could do then, if we wanted to make it a proper girls' trip, we'll go out to Tokyo, just me and you, yeah? I happen to know somebody who lives in Tokyo, who works for the Walt Disney Company, Nana, and I'm sure the lovely Nana would take us around and show us all the best bits and everything for us. How cool would that be?
It'd be great, because we could Skype Simon and he wouldn't miss a thing.
Yeah, he'd be fine about it.
Yeah, we'll just buy him some more helmets to make up or something. We'll just keep him busy, bogged down with work.
I think to be fair, I think I might end up getting divorced if I went without him. Because I will say that is something that, I mean, to be fair, in our idea what we would like to do, I know Simon is desperate to get back to Japan. He absolutely loved it out there when he went. I mean, it's quite a lot of years ago now, and he was blown away with the Disney parks and their attention to detail out there and the whole Japanese culture and environment. So it is up there on the bucket list. Now, whether if I was getting an all expenses paid trip, that would be enough to push out Disney World, I don't actually, it would be a really hard decision. And that sounds so frivolous because I've been to Disney World and I've been to Disney World a lot of times. But I think just at the moment, because I've not been there for so long, my heart is aching to be there. So it would be a real toughie one to decide on. What about you, Shell?
Well, you see, with Walt Disney World as well, there's been so many developments and changes that you've not yet seen.
So I think this is going to sound really daft. I think I would feel as though I was cheating on Disney World if I didn't go out there first. Does that make sense? Because I get you. Because I've not seen so much, I've not seen all, Pandora and Disney Springs, its new incarnation, and and by the time we get out there, it might be, Hollywood Studios and Star Wars Land and goodness knows what else. So there's that element for me is like, I don't want to be cheating. I want to go out there and be able to see where Walt Disney World is now before I then go and experience other parks, because that's my home park and that's where I want to be. So it's a tricky one.
Totally get you on that one. I think I'd be on that plane to Tokyo.
Yeah, I thought you might say that.
Just purely because it's an ache inside me. And if it's all expenses, it means I can sack off the job and go when I really want to go, which is going to be round about
that's very true.
Easter-ish time to get the cherry blossoms as well. And the only time I've really got when I can go would be Christmas, where it's a tad chilly, or August, where it's like the surface of the sun.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah.
I'm not going all that way for a week.
Oh, goodness, no.
You know, I want to get a big chunk done. So, yeah, I'll see, though. I'll see, because there are lots of alternate options, because, you know, I could also ask to do a transatlantic Disney cruise.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 14 days or so on a Disney Mickey ship. That'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, you see, this is the problem, isn't it? You see, you have these little questions, Michelle, and you think there's going to be a simple answer. And every time we do this, there's no simple answer as far as Disney goes. Because what happens is I come up with an idea and that gives you an idea. And then you come up with something, I go, oh, I've not thought about that.
Well, look what's happening at the moment. Our lovely friend Becky Mannion, she's staying at Vero Beach, Disney's resort. And it's like, she's sending me pictures and it looks so cute.
Yeah, and see, I would love to go out to Alani as well.
I would, because then you could get me a plush.
Is that all you're ever bothered about, Michelle?
Well, I did get the amazing Olu backpack plush from Donna, which is just the bee's knees. It is
very cute.
Amazeballs.
Yeah.
And I can actually wear that in the parks, which makes it even better than a plush. But I still want the plush.
Obviously, I suppose, knowing you.
And then bumper mail day through the week, oh my word, Kat and Lewis sent me cookie all the way from Hong Kong. And Hong Kong's got to be done because the merch there is just off the hook. They also sent me the Duffy Head popcorn bucket, and that's another reason to go to Tokyo, because everything there is just so darn cute.
Well, I'm going to say, I mean, that's why I thought you would be plumping for Tokyo, because of obviously the Duffy merchandise, and they do have this. I know it's something that Simon commented on actually when he was there, the fact that their merch is very much on the cute side of things. It's tiny stuff. It's not your big brazen stuff that perhaps we're used to seeing. It's a lot more kitsch, a lot more cutie, and a lot smaller and trinkety and stuff, which of course does mean, Michelle, if it's smaller and more trinkety type of things, that means you can buy more because it'll fit in the suitcases.
Yeah. Although I must just say, while we're mentioning merch, there is an It's a Small World t-shirt that they've introduced for children, and it's like a sky blue t-shirt, and it has hola. I think it's hello on the front, and it has all the little icons, and it's a child's one, and it's a bargain at $19.99, and I know I can get in an XL child's t-shirt, and I'm killed for it.
I was going to say, actually, I bet the largest size child's would do both of us, actually. So anybody going, that's 2 It's a Small World t-shirts, please.
Absolutely. This leads into another question that we've had sent in. What have you never done in a Disney theme park that you intend never to do?
Well, that's easy for me, Michelle. Come on.
Well, I could answer that.
I'm going to say, anybody that listens to this show knows that I could list off any of the really scary what I perceive to be really scary roller coaster rides.
Well, let's just stop for a moment.
Okay.
Would you go on the Slinky Dog ride, the little roller coaster?
Yes.
Right, so if you're going to do that, it's not much more of a graduation to go and rock a roller coaster.
No, but you go upside down.
It's for like literally a second and you don't realise it.
Now, see, that's what freaks me out about that one, is the going upside down bit. And I know it's in my head, I know that, but, you know, these things sometimes get to us, don't they? But I will admit, there's more chance of me going on that. And even the Tower of Terror, as much as I'm a bit about losing my stomach feeling, there's a chance. I'm not saying I'm going to, but there's a chance. I think the one that I would actually probably turn around and say, no, not never, would actually be old spacey thing at Epcot, because I think it's the motion sickness that I'm worried about with that one.
Oh, Mission Space.
Yeah. I mean, I know they've calmed it down. I know you've got the 2 channels and everything, but it's never, ever, ever appeal to me at all. Whereas at least with roller coaster, rock and roller, and Tower of Terror, I've got that sort of, I'm kind of wanting to, and I keep pulling myself back, if that makes sense. Whereas with Mission Space, it's always been, no, not interested, move on. So I think if you had to say which one I would never ever do, that would probably be that one.
I must admit, if I never went on that attraction again, I would not be upset. You know, there are certain attractions I would be devastated if I could never go on again.
Yes.
And that's like, nah, not bothered.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm not a big fan of Space Mountain. I have done Space Mountain. I haven't done it in LA, and I haven't done it in Paris, but I have done it in Disney World. I'm not rushing to go back on it. I probably could be persuaded to get back on it at some point, but I've not got no burning desire. But yeah, space, I don't know, it's just, yeah, I think it's, I've read too many and heard too many experiences about feeling really, really poorly and motion sickness, and it's just not worth putting yourself through it, is it really? Well, not in my book anyway.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
So what about you then? Because you're kind of a bit more thrill-seekery than I am.
I've tried everything at Walt Disney World, and I don't think per se there's anything I'd turn round and say I'd never do again.
No.
I'd say there's probably more dining options I'd probably never do again rather than attractions.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'd probably never do Le Cellier ever again, despite Kat and Lewis saying how amazing their meal was, because for me, it's a dark cave where you sat virtually next to the person on the next table and you can eavesdrop every word you say.
Well, I remember you saying about that when we had to talk about it, yeah.
And for me, the interaction and the discussion is as much as important as the food. And if you can earwig other people's conversations, they can earwig yours. And no, not for me.
No.
I probably wouldn't do the high-end restaurants over in France again. Not bothered in that. Wouldn't do the Chinese Nine Dragon route because I can get good Chinese at home. So I'd probably never go out to go and see Yeehaw Bob Jackson either.
No.
It's just not my humour. I don't want to be the show. I want someone else to be the show.
Quite, yeah, yeah. I must admit, that's probably a Brit thing as well, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a bit like that as well.
And I know there's a lot of Brits that go and they love it, but for me, it's just, I want to hide under the table. I don't like that kind of thing. It's not for me. I'm passing on that one.
No, I'm with you.
But yeah, attraction ride. Maybe Buzz Lightyear because I'm so useless at it.
I still like that element of it.
I literally get 3 points.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway, let's move on and let's move away from Walt Disney World onto Disneyland Paris.
Oh, okay. Across the ocean.
And over on our page for Disney Dream Girls podcast family, Tracy Farley asked a dining question. Can anyone recommend restaurants on the half-board dining plan, please? We're going to be staying at Newport Bay in July for a family trip with half-board plus. This means she's not allowed any character meals. She's at the Santa Fe for race weekend with friends, and Disney is saying that they get free half-board, but we can't have that in the hotel. It's got to be taken in the parks. Any advice? Our good old friend Liz has shared an answer, and I thought I'd share this on the show because other people might be planning on booking a trip over to Disneyland Paris, and they might want a little bit of clarification and guidance with regards to the dining plan there, because it's very different to the dining plan that you get over in Walt Disney World.
Well, I must admit, it's always one of those weird ones where because you're so used to the dining plan US way that it kind of feels a bit weird, doesn't it?
So basically, the good news is after April, all breakfasts can be in the hotel.
Ah, okay.
So that's good. So that's good news for you. So you will get your hotel breakfast in September. So that's a good thing. And Liz has recommended her favourite half-board plus buffet is Cape Cod at Newport Bay.
Right, okay.
For a standard buffet in the park is Café Agrabah. It's got lots of fresh vegetables and salads and some spicy foods. So it's probably one for your adventurous eaters, but it's also a good one if you're a vegetarian because there's lots of vegetarian options.
Right, okay.
And she also suggests trying out the buffet at Restaurant de Stars in the Film Studios Park because it's a good option. But perhaps going for a late lunch rather than on an evening because it shuts early.
Oh, okay. That's always one to be wary of.
Yeah. So we hope Liz helped you out on that one. If you have any other specific questions, tag Liz on a question in our group and we're more than happy to help you out.
Yeah, she's a mine of information about DLP, isn't she?
She really is. She's a superstar. Absolute. I don't know if you heard, but Beaches and Cream's having a little bit of a refurb.
Yes, I did hear. I must admit, I had a little bit of a panic because haven't you got some ADRs?
I've got 6.
Just the 6?
Just 6. Well, the thing is, because I booked the ADRs because I don't know where I'm going to be until I've got my fast passes.
Yes, yeah.
And it would make sense you could book the same at the same time, but you can't.
Right. So is this going to cause a little bit of problem then? Is it happening while you're out there?
No, because I'm going earlier in July, so it's fine for me.
Ah, phew.
But it is closing early August and won't reopen till December.
Oh, that's quite a long while for a restaurant refurb.
Yeah. They are opening up the arcade next door to be part of the new Beaches and Cream, so it is going to be expanded.
Yeah, because it is a little bit compact and bijou in there, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I do gather there's going to be a temporary location at the Yacht and Beach Club that will be offering ice cream, but not the kitchen sink.
Oh, okay. Which fair dues, that's a speciality, isn't it?
The go-to window, so the little sort of pop in and get something to take out, is going to be closed as well.
Oh, okay.
I thought we'd also play a game on today's podcast, Jane.
Oh, here we go. Right.
Yeah, I've not warned you about this, have I?
No, you haven't. She does this to me every time. Go on.
Well, I just thought it'd be a bit of fun because I was having a chat with Tommy Allison and he sent me a picture through of a lifesaver that had come off the Mark Twain in Disneyland and someone was selling it on eBay for $10,000.
Right. Okay.
So I just thought, what is the most stupidly priced items from the theme parks that I could find on eBay?
As you do.
As you do. So this is a genuine item, and I'm going to describe. Disney cast member costume, Pluto dog collar with Mickey tag, and it's a genuine, and I'm doing the little bunny rabbits, genuine prop, i.e. somebody who at one point was a friend of Pluto or Pluto themselves has acquired the dog tag, the orange sort of band, and the tag that says Pluto.
So just the collar, basically, yeah?
Yeah, you don't get the fur outfit, you just get the dog collar.
Right, okay.
What do you think it's going for as a buy it now price on eBay? In dollars.
Oh, God, blimey. $1,000?
Not bad guess, actually, there, Jane.
Really?
Not bad. $1,299.99.
Still wouldn't pay it, but wow.
Yeah, and it's $42 postage to the UK, just in case you were interested.
Just in case. No, I think I'll pass on that one, Michelle. Thank you.
But it leads me to think, 1, authenticity. 2, am I buying stolen property?
Well, yeah.
You know, what is there about this item that says it is genuine and that it was acquired in good faith?
Well, because you would think that they've now got a costume missing a bit.
Yeah.
So unless it's broken.
Well, like a traditional dog collar has on the back, if found, please return to.
Yeah, it might have a tracker in it. You never know.
Yeah, like those roses that go on the tables in Be Our Guest. Anyway, I've got one for Walt Disney World now for you.
Okay,
And this is a vintage Walt Disney World Tinkerbell statue. And this award is given to someone who's serviced at Walt Disney World for 25 years.
Right, okay.
And someone's selling theirs on eBay. What do you think it's going for?
Well, that's a shame. Because if you've been awarded something for that longevity of service, I wouldn't be parting with it.
But if you just think, though, for a moment, this could be a cast member that maybe has passed away and it's been passed down to their children.
Yeah, who don't want it.
It could be a cast member who's fallen on bad times and they need the money desperately.
Yeah.
You know, and bear in mind, cast members do not get paid a fortune.
No. So what's this made out of? Does it say?
It doesn't say. It looks bronzy effect, but but I very much doubt it's solid bronze.
So it's a cast member award for doing 25 years service. So relatively rare, could be well sought after. $5,000.
Wow, you've gone a bit OTT there, love.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. How OTT have I gone? $1,000? No, I'm going the other way now.
Yeah.
No?
$2,169.
Okay.
It must be heavy because they're charging $77 to ship it to the UK.
Wow, yeah. Okay. It's a bit sad though, isn't it, if you've got something like that you're having to give up. But yeah, as you say, hard times or been passed a family member who holds no sentimentality for. So yeah.
I'm going to read the description for this one.
Right.
I am selling my excellent used condition Disney Dooney and Burke Paris barrel bag. These bags are rare and hard to come by. The only defect you see are 2 water spots in the front ribbing. Okay, so basically it's a pink Dooney and Burke bag with leather strappage in that sort of camel colour, and it's from Disneyland Paris.
Right. I say it's got a little bit of damage on, a little bit of watermarks on it.
Little bit of damage on it, and its retail price, I don't know, it probably would have been about $200.
Well, I wouldn't be paying that for it. I'd be wanting,
Blame you.
I would be wanting to say $100 at the most, but I'm guessing this is going to be something ridiculous, isn't it?
I actually wanted to email the person selling it to see if they'd actually genuinely made a mistake on the listing. Or have I missed something this is a really, really hyper rare bag, which could be. And if you're a DLP fan or a Dooney and Burke fan and you've got this missing from your collection, you possibly would pay this. Shelley wouldn't.
Right. Is it like a 4-figure amount, is it?
Oh, it's 4 figures, yeah.
So upwards of 1,000?
Yeah.
Upwards of 3,000?
No.
Okay, so what, about 2,000-ish then?
Yeah. $1,599.
Wow, they must know something we don't then, Michelle.
And it gets better. It's got $37 to post it to the UK, but because in the UK, if people fill in a customs declaration and our nice little VAT laws, if it's over $30, you have to pay import charges. You actually have an import charge estimated at $534 on this bag.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
So it is making it a $2,000 plus purchase then, isn't it?
Yeah. For a second-hand bag with watermarks.
That we don't know how genuinely rare it actually is. I think I'll pass, thank you.
I think I'll be joining you, Jayne.
I appreciate, I mean, we all have things and we've bought them for whatever reason, and we'd like to think we've struck gold by having that rarity, but it often doesn't pan out, does it?
No. So interesting. And I just want to pick on the newspapers now.
Oh, you're going to pick on them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The New York Post in particular.
Right, what have they done?
Well, you know the news item that was going around about a week ago with the guest that was on board Space Mountain at Disneyland?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
As they went round the first bit, as they were going to the incline, they got off.
Yes, I did read about that, yes.
I'm not making comment about that at all. It's nothing to do with that.
No.
The New York Post, quite a high calibre newspaper, I would imagine. Yeah. New York Post, They would probably want to make sure they get their facts correct before publishing news items.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. They posted a picture of Space Mountain at Disneyland to go with the news item.
Which you would expect, yes.
Yeah, so that people can visualise the attraction.
Yes, what they're talking about. Yeah.
Apart from they used the wrong Disneyland picture.
Which Disneyland did they use, Michelle?
They used Disneyland Paris.
It doesn't even look anything like the one in Disneyland, California.
I know. And even if you start talking about the actual ride per se itself, it's completely different because the one in Paris has an inversion and the one in California doesn't. But purely visually from the outside, you wouldn't even think necessarily that, if you didn't know that they were the same genre of ride, you wouldn't know, would you? Because one's white and one's steampunk. Exactly, completely different. Yeah. Anyway, it boggles the mind, my lovely. It boggles the mind.
That's somebody googling image stock images, isn't it, and not actually realising what they've done.
Absolutely. Anyway, we're going to call it a day on this week's show. If you do want to have extra Jayne and Michelle banter time, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, we would be incredibly grateful. And as a thank you, we do put out throughout the month bonus audio. We do some extra little bits and pieces for you throughout the month. And we do appreciate if you want to just chip in $1, a couple of dollars a month, $5, it's entirely up to you. And we are going to be meeting up at the weekend to discuss how we can shake this up a little bit so that people who do support the show can perhaps maybe get a Disney Dream Girls t-shirt or something like that to say a bigger thank you to people, because we do appreciate the support. So you can visit that over at patreon.com/the Disney Dream Girls. You can ask to join the Disney Dream Girls podcast family just by dropping us a little note or searching for it on Facebook, hitting us up. It's a really nice place where we can all come together and share our Disney, and it's just pure Disney talk, and it's a really lovely place, really supportive of each other. We've got people posting from Aulani, from Hong Kong, we've got people posting from California, from Vero Beach, all over the place, and it's brilliant. It's a lovely place, and I really like being a part of that at the moment. But until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.